Crunchyroll, you had the W. You had the W right in your hands. We were giving you the W. Takamine-san is coming out, and you actually got the uncensored version. We gave you the W. We were celebrating. For once, Crunchyroll, in what feels like forever, got an uncensored version of an anime. Even shows that they produced themselves, that they were on the production for, they were getting the censored version. What was it? The Harem in the Labyrinth of Another World? Like, we finally got one. You bring us Takamine-san, and it's uncensored. And now we backtracked. And now we have to take that W back from you. Yes, episode 3 of Takamine-san has come out, and they have the less censored version. Now, there's a lot of explanation to go around this whole thing, and I want to make sure that everybody's completely clear on what seems to be happening, and unfortunately, what is not being answered for us. For those who don't know, Takamine-san, please put them on Takamine-san. It's a very ecchi show that Crunchyroll licensed this season for spring 2025. This show itself has 3 different versions for it. Sorry for the flashbang for y'all out there. This has 3 different versions going for it. They have the completely uncensored version, which was broadcast in Japan on ATX, and it's going to be on the Blu-ray and DVDs. So that's the only place in Japan currently, right now that's going to actually be having this, it seems like. But anyways, they have that version, completely uncensored. Then there's a second version here, which is the less censored version, which I think is only on D-Anime in Japan, and what seems to be the version that now Crunchyroll has for episode 3 at least. And then there's the other version, which is the completely censored version. That means stickers everywhere. Like, even the chest, they have stickers all over the place. So, thankfully, at least for episode 3 on Crunchyroll, they don't have that. But anyways, they have these 3 different versions. And there's a different broadcast date for each one of them. So, essentially, last week, when suddenly on the website for the Takamine-san actual show, when it started saying that it was delaying the episode until currently today, 4/22 for us here in America, it's going to be delayed till April 22nd. And that was throwing up big red flags because that goes in line with the less censored version of the Japanese broadcast. So yes, the assumption everybody was having, and including myself, looks like they're moving to the less censored version. But that didn't make any sense. They were broadcasting the uncensored version for so long, for 2 episodes. Why would they suddenly delay almost an entire week to go in line with the less censored version? It doesn't make any sense. So me, trying to be nice with Crunchyroll, I know people hate this. I like to be in that middle area. I don't want to quickly assume that Crunchyroll is the evilest person ever, but at the same time, I don't want to give them pass on everything. And people hate that. People hate people in the middle. But I like to hear both sides. So yes, I waited. I sent emails out, no responses. I contacted their support group. Their support group basically said the same thing a lot of these other individuals got responses from. Let me see if I can find one of them here. Yeah, like right here. They said, yeah, essentially, we don't really have any information on it. We're not sure if episode 3 to 12 will be the same format version or whatever. That's basically the response that I got from their support. Their support basically said, we're not getting any information out of the license partner or the studio themselves. They just said, we're not getting it yet. I wasn't sure if I wanted to believe them. I really wasn't sure if I wanted to believe them because it doesn't seem right. If you are somebody that is purchasing a license, Crunchyroll, as a company is purchasing a license, they're supposed to give them what they purchased. It doesn't make any sense that the company themselves is like, oh, you bought this? Well, we're holding on to it for a week. I mean, there is delays, and they will contact Crunchyroll and say, hey, we don't have the files for you yet. There's going to be delay. So anyways, I seen that response, and I'm like, that doesn't seem like that's... Your company's got problems if that's your response. If that's the official response is, we don't have any information from what the episode is, that sounds like a massive... You have a problem at your company right now. If your entire platform, which is selling these shows, and you're not getting the shows to sell that you're paying for, you have a massive problem. Anyways, that aside. So I waited. I waited for a response from Crunchyroll. Still to today, I have no response for them. And I even told them in an email, I'm like, you guys do know that people are going to run with the narrative that you guys are censoring things, so why don't you give us information so we can respond to the fans and let them know what's going on? I want to be truthful to my viewers. I want to be truthful to people online and let them know what's actually going on, but you're not saying anything, so we're all going to just assume that you're censoring everything. Which I don't think that's the case, by the way. Crunchyroll cannot modify the show episodes once they come up to them. They give us what they get from the studio. They don't. This isn't like, what was it, 4Kids with the rice balls and whatnot. They don't modify the episodes in any way. Anyways, here's where the kicker comes, and this is the reason why I'm actually making this video, because it's turned into a storm. This has turned into a storm, and I'm loving it. I'm getting a massive kick out of this. So we finally get today episode 3 releases, and yes, like I said before, it's censored. It's got these big, huge stickers right in front of the lower shots. The top's still uncensored, but I think there was like 2 total scenes in this entire episode that was censored. And that's where she's on the bike and she's going past him, and there's a sticker in front of her butt. It's covering up her butt. So it seems like it's the lower half that seems to be the big issue for the less censored version. And this shot right here where he's looking at his phone and suddenly there is a sticker of him hiding her lower half. Again, nothing above. I think that's pretty much the only 2 spots that are censored. So it is less censored. The more censored version, like I said, is going to have stickers everywhere. It's the chest and everything. So we got the middle version of it. Now here's the kicker. We confirmed at this point that they delayed to the point where the Japanese broadcast is for the less censored version and then released that. And so we now have the less censored version rather than the uncensored version. But here is the kicker. Here's where I Crunchyroll, please answer your emails. Communicate. Their website for the show, it lists tomorrow's for the next episode. So are we going back to the uncensored version? Like what in episode 3 did you have to delay for? There's nothing that bad in the episode compared to any other episode, but apparently for one brief week, we're getting the less censored version. You're going to cause a big uproar. People are going to be throwing a fit because you're now giving us a censored version, and then you're going to go back to the uncensored version. This is where it all kind of culminates to really the point of this video. The reason why I'm literally making this video. It's not about Takamine-san. Who gives a rip? The show hasn't really interested me that much. Again, like I said before, I read the manga quite a bit, so nothing's new here for me. It's got some funny moments. You know, Takamine every now and then looks pretty hot. Don't like the whole thing that she pulled on him in the first episode. I think a lot of people are kind of turned off by that first episode. A lot of people don't like Takamine, especially a lot of people that have dealt with that sort of thing in their life. It's not a fun thing. It's not funny. It's like one of the things. It's not funny. Anyways, Takamine. This isn't about Takamine. I think this video for me more personally is Crunchyroll needs to work on communication. Takamine-san, it's not a big deal, honestly. I think they don't think it's a big deal. For them, for Crunchyroll, this is a nothing. This show is not going to get much attention. It's going to be for that crowd. It's not a soul leveling show. It's probably not going to get much attention to the public. There's no outcry. I know that a lot of people are going to, and this goes to it, a lot of people are going to assume that Crunchyroll is getting the more censored version because they are bending the knee to certain groups. That's not what this is. This seems like this is a dispute on Crunchyroll's side with the license partner. I think that's what this is. What's happening essentially is that Crunchyroll has bought a license from the studios and the producers, and the producers are being really dumb about what episodes at what time they're getting. I think they are probably having a dispute with the licensor about exclusivity, probably with ATX and whatnot, because they want to have the full, complete, uncensored version before the West does. That way they don't basically have backwards importing happening from Japan where Japanese viewers are watching it on Crunchyroll rather than, going to ATX or something like that. It's probably something like that. Another theory that somebody gave, which I can totally understand, like this actually makes sense in my mind if I actually went and if I could find the DAnime version of it. It could be that the episode 1, episode 2, and episode 4, the less censored and the uncensored versions are pretty much the same. And so they were allowing Crunchyroll to have it early rather than wait until the following Tuesday, or Wednesday for them. Rather than waiting for the next week, they were letting Crunchyroll broadcast the less censored version, which is the same as uncensored version, early. I would have to actually see if I can find the DAnime version of it in order to confirm that, but I can see that being the case. It doesn't make sense why they were allowed to broadcast it earlier, but whatever. But this all culminates to the same thing here. This all culminates to one big message that I have for Crunchyroll. Talk to your audience. You talk to your viewers. Communicate. You have people that pay for your product. Tell them why your product's late. Your product is being changed seemingly. Seemingly, it is in the eyes of your viewer, they feel like their product has changed. The product they're paying for has changed. Communicate to your viewer. Your customer is upset that your product is being altered. Talk to your customer. I am one of the few people that is trying to get your message out there without some sort of spin, and you won't even answer. That's a problem. You have a communication problem, and it really should be fixed. The few people that are trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, you're ignoring, and your fans are online are upset, and you're not answering them. Sure, like I said before, Takamine is not an important show to most eyes, but it's a symbol of something that people are afraid of. Your fans, your core audience, the people that stick by you even when Soul Leveling is not airing, the people that stick by you when your big shonens aren't airing, your main core audience that keeps you afloat and pretty much is the foundation for a lot of what you've built off of, they don't like this stuff. They don't like feeling like you're going to take something from them. And there's a lot of them that feel like you are changing things. So what is so wrong with just being clear about what's going on? It's a licensing dispute. We're struggling with it, but we're trying to get the version that you're experiencing. We're trying to get the version that you're expecting. Or just be clear, we never had the uncensored version. We have the less censored version. And it's just been the same the whole time. And we apologize that you expected that we had the uncensored version. We're trying. Just communicate. It is that simple. I don't know how else to say it. It's that simple. Communication is such a simple thing, and I don't know why you can't seem to have that. Instead, people are relying on your support group, which seems to have no clue what the hell's going on. That's pretty bad, I'm sorry. Anyhow, back to Takamine. My assumption at this point is it's probably going to be the case of the less censored version and uncensored version being very similar, and that's why the first 2 episodes were in line. Possibly the 4th is going to be the same deal. I don't know, that seems a little weird, again, to the idea of why they're aligning it with 2 different broadcast schedule times. That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. Either way, I would expect going forward, they're probably just don't expect the uncensored version. At this point, don't expect that it was ever the uncensored version. But we'll see. I just want to get on here and rant and half laugh because it's just a stupid situation. And I wanted to get it off my chest. I usually don't like to cover crap like this, but again, I try to give Crunchyroll some breathing room. Like, just let us know. But if you don't want to communicate, then we'll communicate what we see. If you don't give us clarity, we'll just have to make clarity. That's the big problem there. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button down below. Like this content and want to support down more of links in the description below. Great, press the buttons. Until next time, y'all take care.